We've got become like a feather on the breath of God, gain wisdom through the study of the unknown. The soul is not in the body is in the soul. So that's telling me this is a very spiritual. All right, so, I can't help it when I look at this. There's definitely somebody who is going through a Kundalini awakening watching this. For other, I say that because, of course, the snake here and temperance, and of course, a lot of other things as well. The high priestess, wheel of fortune, the world, all here. This world card touching the wheel of fortune and the high priestess. Just, it's like you've entered in the past. I'm kind of seeing this as for those that resonate with the Kundalini awakening, that awakening. This could be an awakening of any sort, though. I do get the Kundalini awakening just because of the snake more than anything. But yeah, I'm starting to realize, and because of Ujit here at the bottom, right? She is about the Kundalini awakening. But it doesn't have to be, right? This can be any kind of spiritual awakening, because there are all kinds of different kinds of awakenings. And I feel I'm getting the sense more and more that though a Kundalini awakening is extremely physical and it's a very specific type of physical transformation, that, there are all kinds of different awakenings that do involve, physical work, right? This alchemy that's I'm seeing happen, because in this Nethet, in the under energy, the below energy, we see this green here, which is alchemy. Right? She is and this is part of it too, right? And of course this manifests physically as well, or more emotionally, I guess I should say. When I say physically, I mean kind of in the emotional, right? In the physical world, you're feeling this. It's not just something that's happening inside of your body, which it is. And you do feel it, right? This is stuff she's cut off her back, and this has a sense of self-sacrifice about it. But this is also the part of alchemy. The first stage of alchemy is the breakdown of the old, right? And this is part of the Kundalini process as well, is the breakdown of the old energetic pathways and rebuilding new ones. But this is about subconscious fears, right? And we see this happening here. So there's this battle here, right? Apep is in the story of, in Egypt, Ra, right? This is Keper Ra. There are 3 stages of Ra. He's the first one. He's the one that defeats Apep during the dark night of the soul and rises in the morning, right? He is the morning sun. So that is interesting, right? And the fact that we have the moon here, which is very balanced. This is balance here, and balance here. And this is stability, right? This is a 9, this is a 5, this is a 5. We have a 10 here. We have the world in the past. So we are coming to the end of a cycle, but we're finding that stability, that balance within the change, which I really like. You're so... and I'm really seeing the culmination of what we've been going through, right? This evolution that's been happening. And I'm really seeing this maturity really, show in some of these readings this time. It's really amazing. So I guess right here is where I want to go next. This Wheel of Fortune in the air element. And it's interesting, we see, it's like, and I'm drawn to the moon here as well, because we see the different cycles of the moon. And the Wheel of Fortune can be about cycles, right? We see the sun shining here, and there's a rainstorm over here. And, also this kind of underworld, this shadow work that we're doing, this well here comes from the underworld, right? So there is this, and it's even, this could even be like flowing down the mountain, right? To this well. Yeah. Okay. So this work, it's like, I feel like you're consciously aware that the work you're doing, and you are, consciously doing this work, is bringing, there's a lot of abundance that's going to come from it, right? Just the cycles, like we have to face the darkness in order to, face the darkness in order to bring about the day. I don't know how to say it. But, and we see like, I feel like this is the sun being reflected here in this pool. And, we see these people, right? Reflections of the past, right? This, once again, I feel like you're consciously looking at your past, right? The cycles and breaking them, right? Breaking free of karmic cycles, paying attention to just the cycles in life, whatever they may be, whether this is like, the moon cycle itself, or just, signs that you get, right? Feelings that you get, because we see a lot of water here. And, the High Priestess is here as well, right below. And this is... we see this rainbow here, which we don't often see with the High Priestess, and she's in this line of, with Temperance, and I love that we see, this heart, because I do feel like, this this is heart chakra work. And I do think that, this is showing up in the earth element. So this is something that you're feeling, is happening very physically. And this could be, I have to say, it could be some kind of secret that, whether it's come to light already, or it is, you sense it, right? Because you are very in tune, right? So you could be sensing it. This could be your secret, right? This could be you not coming out about this newfound spirituality, right? You're keeping it to yourself. But with this rainbow here sitting next to Temperance, there is this sense of, once again, the alchemy, and we see this, fire in her belly, and then the water, right? That balance between the masculine and the feminine, and once again, that temperance energy. And having, of course, with Temperance, yes, there's that alchemy part of it, but also the patience. I feel like the patience with the cycle, knowing that the cycle has to end, and just, learning how to play, how to, keep your eye. It's like I was talking about in the intro, keeping your eye on that one goal and kind of balancing as things change. But staying playful with that. become like a feather on the breath of God. And there is, gain wisdom through the study of the unknown. That's perfect high priestess, and I do think that, that's part of this world you stepped into. You have started like some esoteric studies. But this secret being kind of in this line with this Dreamer 3, and it's entitled Soul Loss. But, I don't like that title, because I don't think we can lose our soul. I do like the visuals in this, though. I do, because I think, part of healing the heart, when our heart gets torn out, right, when we experience heartbreak, that feeling of emptiness is a part of the healing, right? We have to open up that space. If we don't feel that, then it's not open, right? That emptiness is kind of proof that we have an open heart. And I feel like these birds, I always see the crows as spirit guides, right? Helpers. Of course, if you see it that way, right? If you're afraid of crows, if you've got bad association with crows, they're probably not there to help you. But I do, and I even see, look, he's even got a heart shape right here. They're eating the heartache, right? This is part of this alchemy that's happening. Eating the pain, processing the pain, digesting the pain in order to, feeling that emptiness so that you can heal, so that love can come in and fill that space. And then we have the Maker Queen. And I love this Maker Queen. And she's got water just, and this is kind of like that, there's the, that healing of the hands. Also, she's right across the way here from the High Priestess. The High Priestess has this rainbow moving between her hands. Once again, that healing energy. And also, I touch these cards a lot in order to receive messages, right? Our hands are very much tools for psychic energy, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Mercury, guys. And that's another thing. Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio, right? There are going to be a lot of memories surfacing for us to heal. So this could very well be a part of that. But there's just this joy that emanates from this Maker Queen. I love, this afro hair with all the flowers in it. It's just, whenever I see an afro in any of these cards, even here, right? Even here, we're seeing it plenty of times. It's manifestation, right? The Maker Queen is abundant. She attracts abundance to her. And this is that play, that playful energy. And that is what brings in things. So when, and it naturally comes when we face our fears, when we face our emotions, when we feel them, when we process them. The natural cycle is that then we're able to feel joy, and finding the beauty in the pain as well, right? That is all a part of this. Finding the beauty in all of our emotions and the healing in all of those emotions. We've been taught to see them in specific ways. And the grounding, of course, getting out in nature, grounding, always helps with the healing process. But, as I was talking about that, this Dancer 10 is in the future position. And of course, this is about others as well, but yeah, I'm just seeing all the rainbow once again, and the rainbow of our emotions, and the appreciation of all of those emotions, right? We see a lot of water, and I'm just getting that, just a flood of emotion, but all an appreciation of all of them. And yes, the joy, absolutely the joy. I do feel like, because the more that we can, because that resistance is kind of what really causes us to lose our way and get us stuck. Because when we feel sadness, we have this tendency to close the heart, right? Because we don't want to feel the sadness. Sadness is bad. And the more that we can accept all of those emotions, see the beauty in that emotion, appreciate what it's doing, appreciate the tears, right? All of it. The more we can, the more quickly we move into the more abundant, joyful energy. And this is that shifting of mindset as well that's happening, right? The fives have been very much about shifts for me lately. All right. Let's get a piece of art for Virgo. Then we'll get closing guidance. And then we'll take a quick look at all the underlying energies and see what they have to say. To the left. Did you all get this before? I know this one has come up before a lot, and the family, it is a big part of all of our, what we've been talking about here, right? These memories are coming up that we're having to deal with. A lot of our insecurities have their root in the family. So there might be some unenjoyable. I get drawn to this picture down here, this stork with what looks like a fox or a beaver or something. It's like sticking its head down its throat. And, that's like the ibis, right? Egyptian. Thoth is the ibis. Tahuti, however you want to. So, there are these, I don't know what this is, but it's some kind of battle, too. And I'm just getting, a lot of this stuff, you could even go back to Greek mythology, myths, and just all that gets played out, right? It's all about family. But then I'm drawn to the rose here and the water, right? That by exploring this, there's that healing. Or this could be a tulip. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it does look more like a tulip, actually. At any rate, a flower, which is innocence, right? That open window, but letting in the light, by shining a light on it, looking at it, there is healing. And then, of course, I always like to do this, and we see this, I feel like right now what I'm seeing is that path forward, right? And there's going to be all these little things that show up in the way, these little challenges that we just have to keep the focus forward.